So in this if statement, if it is a weekend today, you have answered yes, I will go to the balloon festival. No. Then you are asking, oh, is it a bank holiday today? You say yes and no. If you say yes, Fab, I will go to a theme park. No, oh my God, I need to go to work. So there are two if statements there. And as there are two if statements, there are four decisions to make. Yes and no, yes and no. If we cover this if yes only, if it is a weekend yes, then out of four decisions, you are covering one decision. So it will be 25%.
Okay.
If you write another test case 1 means test case 2, which covers, if it is a weekend today, yes, no, you say no.
No.
But you say yes. No, yes. So you cover 50%. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
You write third test case, if it is a bank holiday today, no. If it is a weekend today, no. Is it a bank holiday today? No. Then you are covering this. So out of four decisions, you are covering two decisions. So you will have 50% coverage. Then you write the fourth test case, which covers this no, and this yes as well. Then this, all these different test cases, then the percentage increases. Yes, based on the decisions you are making. But in one test case, you are going to an end-to-end flow. Remember, you are going to an end-to-end flow and you cover only one. Yes?
Yeah.
So if you execute these test cases again and again, then you have more test coverage. Agree?
Yes.
Any question?
No.
Let's go to the while loop. There is a statement called while loop. So what is while loops? There is an actions we need to perform. If we do not meet that condition, this action will carry on until and unless we meet that particular or specific condition. Yes?
Yeah.
So we have a condition to meet. If we do not meet that condition, then we repeat the same action or activities again.
Okay.
Until and unless we repeat it. Yes?
Yeah.
So let's say I give you example in this diagram kind of thing, and in this we will say so you have a while loop starts from here. Yes, this is your starting point. So based on that, from starting point you are asking one question. Yes, and the question will be, is the glass not empty? Yes, you are saying, let me write, while glass not empty. Yes, while the glass not empty. Yes, so you are saying, is the glass empty? Like that.
Yeah. Okay.
You say, yes, the glass is empty. Yes, you are saying, here it won't be yes and no. The condition would be different, but you can understand in that way. You can say the answer so you can understand, yes, the glass is empty. Then if the glass is empty, in the while you end the process. So if you use while and it ends with and do, okay? So you say and do. What you do? You want to drink water, so you say, who is around? Can you ask for help? Yes? Ask for a glass of water. Yes? But you say, the glass is not empty. The glass has some water in it. Yes? The glass has a water in it. Then what you are doing? Yes.
Yeah.
Then in while we state do here, but you can understand in that way. Pick up the glass and have a sip. Yes. Pick up the glass and have a sip. And you put it down. And again you say, pick up the glass, because you have put the glass back. Yes. And have a sip. Then what happened? Put the glass down. Yes.
Okay.
Pick up the glass and put down the glass. Put down the glass. This action, pick up the glass, take a sip and put down the glass.
Okay.
Pick up the glass, take a sip and put down the glass. This action is being repeated until and unless the glass is empty.
Okay. Yeah.
And if the glass empty, you ask for someone to bring your glass of wood. Yes.
Yes.
So in here also, you have two decisions to make. How many decisions?
Two.
Yes and no. Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I put yes and no. Let me put no here so you can understand. The decisions would be yes and no. And when you are covering, one test case, if the glass empty, then how much decision coverage you are going to do?
One.
Yes, you have one test case covering yes condition. Then how much percentage you are going to cover with the decision?
25%.
How 25%?
Just one is 100%. No.
One is not 100%, but how many decisions are there?
Decision
Yes.
is empty and two decision.
Yes, two decisions make. I have put that for yes and no. So if
Yeah.
you have a one test case writing only one condition which is covering yes, the glass is empty,
Okay.
then how much decision coverage you will do?
Two decision.
Percentage, how much percentage you are going to cover? If
50.
you have yes 50%, and if you cover no, then
No. 1, 2, 3, 4. 100%.
yes 100%, because this action will be repeated and it will cover yes as well in that. If you have two ship, take another ship, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This action is being repeated. Let's go to the statement coverage.
Okay.
Yes, if you go by the statement coverage, if you have yes condition, then how many percentage you are going to cover? Totally count how many statements are there.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 statement.
How 4 statement?
Yes or no?
Yes and no is a decision.
Yeah, based on this one is 4.
How total statement? How many total statements there?
Is 5 or 6?
Yes, 5 total statement. 1, 2, 3,
3,
4,
4,
5.
5.
Now, if you have designed one test case which covers this condition only, I'm just highlighting so it doesn't get confused. Which directs you to the yes,
Yes.
the glass is empty. Then how many percentage you are going to cover?
25.
How 25?
Yes,
How?
glass is empty. So it's just one.
Yes, 1. just one. But how many? Forget about the decisions you are mixing. Based on the decisions, the statement will be executed. Yes.
Yeah.
Yesterday I explained and today. Regardless of the decision, the starting point, this will be executed in any condition. So do you think this statement will be executed?
Yeah.
Yes. Now you are answering yes to this question. So this statement will be executed, yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
So this statement and this statement will be executed. So how many percentage you will cover?
50.
How much would be the 50?
True statement is executable.
Yes, two statement will be executed. But
So-
out of how many?
Out of 100.
Are there 100 statements?
No.
Then?
I'm just 100%.
Yes, so how do you calculate the percentage? Give me the formula of percentage for statement coverage.
Number of the executable statement divided by total number of statement into 100.
Okay, number of
Executable statement. Executable statement.
Yes, times 100. Yes,
Yes.
divide
Total number of statement.
total number of statements. Yes.
Yes.
Now let's go. How many total number of statements are there?
For just only yes.
How yes? Total, how many total number of statements there in this whole?
5.
Yes, 5.
Yeah.
And how many statements you are executing?
1, 2, 1, 2, 4.
Number of statements. Let me put this way. This will make more sense. How many statements you are executing when you design one test case with covers? Yes, the glass is empty.
2.
Yes. Number of statements being executed for a specific condition. Yes, or condition.
Yeah.
2. Now use this formula and give me the percentage.
40%.
Yes. 100%. Answer is correct. 40%. Now if you cover no, it is a while loop, so the action will be repeated until and unless the grass will be empty. So you then how no condition covered, no condition covered. Then how many percentage?
Is 100.
100%. Yes, this is you answer correct, so I will not go in this. So in coverage measurement, the number of test cases executed as a percentage of the total possible tests for a technique, statement coverage and decision coverage. And the formula we have written, number of statements being executed. In actual way, it is written number of executed statements, not executable, executed, because means we are executing this particular step. And total number of statements. We use this formula to find the percentage, how much percentage we are covering. Any question? So far, any question?
Just tell me, what is different in nested and while loops? Even nested, there is a true statement. While loops is also.
No, nested is if statement. Nested if statement. Okay.
Okay.
Nested statement, I say. While loop. What is while loop? There is a loophole if you want to understand. I will explain you in a different way first, then if you don't, then I. So if you go into this loop, you get stuck. Understand? When you say these lawyers make so much money because there are some loopholes there. You remember? So if you get stuck, then that same action you repeat until and unless the condition is covered. So in while loop you have a condition. In while loop you have a condition to achieve. Yes. This action, your action, will be repeated until the condition is achieved. Yes.
Yeah.
In if statement, you say if you come to my house, I will help you. Yes. So here you have a statement yes and no. Agree?
Yeah.
If you come to my house, I will help you. Yes and no. That's and. Either you say yes or no. In while loop different. I am trying to use the similar kind of statement. While you are at my house, I will help you with maths. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So what happens if you are at my house for 1 hour? I will help you with your mathematical calculations or examples.
Yes.
If you are not, the condition is that 2 hours, 3 hours, okay, this action will be repeated in while loop.
Okay.
In if statement, you have condition, yes and no, that's done. But here there is no condition to achieve. Here you have a condition which you come to my house. This condition can be yes and no, if you come or don't come. But here the condition, until and unless you are at my house. Yes.
Yeah.
If you go out of the house, the condition is achieved. Then this action will stop. Yes.
Okay.
So we will cover this one in detail in maths, not maths, Java. We will have some while loop statement. Here we had one, but it won't be practical to understand for you. Looks like it was easy to understand. Any other question?
No.
Okay, let's go and discuss experience-based techniques.
It is the same as the white box technique?
No, this is totally different. Not white box, not black box.
Sorry.
Experience-based technique or test case design technique. Yes.
Yeah.
So as the word itself says that we are using the experience. Yes.
Yes.
They can be two, either error guessing and another is checklist based. Yes. Error guessing and another is checklist based.
Error guessing means?
We are guessing the error
In the experience-based techniques.
Yes. So there are two.
Means we have to do activity in experience-based, like we have to guess the error.
Yes, exactly correct. We need to guess the errors. But how can we guess the errors?
How?
Let's go to. That's a good question you ask straight away. So here we have experience of similar applications. User has experience of similar applications. So I have worked on a similar application. As for example, you have a domain knowledge is the word. Yes. Domain knowledge. Just for example, you work for NatWest Bank as a tester. Then you know how the banking software works.
Yeah.
Yes. You work for an insurance firm which provides healthcare insurance or life insurance.
Okay.
Then you have worked on a similar domain. Yes. So you know in what area you find the defects. Yes.
Okay.
Agree?
Yeah.
In what area you find the defects.
Yes.
And this is known as experience, and that's why you can guess the errors. Understood?
Yeah.
Next, experience of similar technologies. So you are using Java, you are using some SAP kind of thing. Yes?
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah.
Any other technology you have worked on a similar database like Oracle, whatever it is. Experience of working on a similar technology. Experience of working on similar or of similar, yeah. Experience of, can you put similar technologies. You work on SAP, then you say SAP testing. Yes. You work on Salesforce, then you have this different, totally different technology. Yes. Then you can guess some errors where you can find some errors. Yes. Next, skill and intuition. Your skill, you have worked as a tester, so you are skilled tester, and you have intuition in what area the developers can make mistake. Yes.
Okay.
As you have technology knowledge, as you have domain knowledge, you can have also likely defects in the distribution. Yes, you have knowledge of likely defects and their distribution. So you know in what area the developers make and they create more defects. Yes, more errors are there. So you have experience. And as you have experience as a tester, you have experience of developers' mistakes. In what area these developers make mistakes, and because of that, in what area you find more defects. Yes. As for example, boundary value, equivalence partitioning, this kind of techniques you have previously used. So you know these are the different data types we are going to use. So you can say, okay, there are n number of data types, so these developers might make mistakes at the boundaries only. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any question?
This is all our experience-based testing. We have to do activity like.
Yes.
Oh.
You know already. These are not the activity. This is the experience. When you are experience, what you know.
Okay.
Yes. Now what? A structure-based approach. In experience-based, also we have to use a structure-based approach. Okay. It is not that we will just we have to provide. If the test manager comes to you and say, okay, you do some exploratory testing. This is experience-based. Yes. And so okay, I have done testing, but what happens? You have no evidence. So in order to provide evidence, you have to use a structured approach. Yes. Then if you use structure approach, you need to use enumerate a list of defects, possible defects. In what area you will find the defects, and accordingly you target. Design test cases to attack these defects. Yes. So before you use experience-based technique, what you need to know, you need to do is prepare a list. In what area and what kind of defects you will find.
Okay.
First you have a list. Then based on the list, you will design the test cases. Yes.
Yes.
And then accordingly you execute those test cases. So here you have evidence that you have done some testing. It is not that you have randomly raised it. Yes, everything is black and white written means. The usefulness of experience-based test case design technique is based on the experience of the user. If we don't have much experience and if we are using it, then there will be a problem. Yes.
Yeah.
That's my experience. Yes. So one of the type is called exploratory testing. The experience in experience-based technique, you have one technique called exploratory testing. Yes. So what you do in exploratory testing? Previous slide, based on your experience, you have targeted and designed the test cases and executed test cases. Yes.
Okay.
Now when you find defects, you log the defects. Yes. Design the test cases, execute the test cases and log the defects. Based on that, you provide the feedback to the developers. Based on the feedback, what the developers will do? Developer will correct these errors. Yes.
Yeah.
So here you can say in exploratory testing, you can have informal tests are designed, executed, logged and evaluated dynamically during test execution.
Okay.
And the results we are getting, we will use to learn about the system or the component. Because here we are learning the system. We don't know much about the system. We have experience and you are using. Yes. When you are experienced and one build is to be released, the test manager will come to you and say, can you do, Priyanka, can you do some exploratory testing? So based on the previous experience, you will do some testing. Even the manager will say, have some evidence, gather some evidence. Sometimes the test manager will come to you and say, Priyanka, can you do some exploratory testing on this build?
Okay.
You don't need to gather the evidence. The manager will say, sometimes I gather the evidence.
Okay.
So yes. So you gather the evidence or not based on the approach. If it is a structure approach, you need to gather evidence. If no, then you don't gather it. Yes. And then go to the manager and say, these are the defects that I don't think we can accept this build. Just reject it or accept it and you do some more testing. Yeah. So you use this to learn more about the system and the component.
Okay. Yeah.
And you design the test cases for the other areas that may need more testing as well. From your experience, you say that, okay, these are the areas we need to cover and accordingly you design the more test cases. Yes.
Yes.
This exploratory testing sometimes conducted during session-based testing to structure activity, as you say. You do time by time. You have the time box period. Session-based testing, it is known as. If formal, then and then you are going to use time box period, means for certain amount of time you are going to do this exploratory testing. If it is a structure approach, then you are going to have the objectives for exploratory testing. And if you have objectives, then you have to document the results as well. Yeah. Each and everything you find, you will document. If you don't document it, it will become informal. If you document it, it will become formal, and it is known as structure approach.
Okay.
The exploratory testing is useful when you have less documents, like the specifications are not clear, inadequate specifications, and you have less time and you have to complete so much testing. Exploratory testing is also useful when you are going to provide feedback to the other users. Yes, to complement other more formal testing technique, to implement that, suggest that we need more formal test case design techniques to test this application thoroughly. Any question?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you are choosing this test case design technique, white box, black box, or experience based techniques, what are the factors you are going to keep in mind? Yes, factors to keep in mind when choosing test case design techniques. Yes,
Yeah.
types of system. What type of system you are testing? Yes, another is regulatory requirement. What are the government or regulatory requirement? Requirements you have. Yes,
Yeah.
contractual requirements. What are the contractual requirements you have to test the system? Yes, what risks you have? Yes,
Type of system means which kind of system? Like Oracle, like this one?
yes, you can cover anything. It is for the banking,
Okay.
healthcare, insurance, energy. There are different types of systems. Yes, any technology you are using, the technology risks, level of risk, based on the system you are developing, you will have a different risks. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
there is in type of system, you can also say standalone system, web-based systems.
Oh.
Nowadays no system is standalone, most of them are web-based. Everything is moving towards cloud. Type of risk, what type of risk you are facing? Yes, if it is standalone, you have a different risk. Web-based, you have a different risk.
Yes.
And what are the test objectives you are going to achieve? So based on that, you will select the test case design technique. If the software is small, yes,
Yeah.
then you don't need to use test case. You won't use this technique. You can simply, small means you don't need to, but if it is big like banking, energy, insurance, and they are dealing with the finances, yeah, so the risk is different than if you deal with any NHS software. NHS software deal with, anyway, it is also, the other system also deals with people data, but here also people data plus health. Yes, so you have a different kind of risks, and it is totally different type of system that deals with health, and that will this banking, finance. Yes,
Yeah.
again you also need to keep documentation required. Yes, documentation available. How much documentations are there? Yes, documents available. How much detailed information is available? Knowledge of tester, experience of testers. Yes, do we have experienced testers, and have they have previously worked on similar technology and use similar techniques in test case design time and budget. How much money do we have and how much time do we have? Yes,
Yeah.
what development life cycle are we using? Yes, yes,
Yes.
either it is waterfall, V model, or agile models. In agile, what models we are using? Use case models. Are we using use case models? Yes, for previous testers experience we have covered it. Yes, so based on that, we select the test case design techniques. If we have a new and these testers don't know what to do, then it would be not useful. So we have to conduct research and say we will use similar technologies, techniques to design our test cases and execute test cases or do carry on testing on this system.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So some general points to remember. Overview. Yes, we have covered functional and non-functional testing. Yes.
Yes.
This can be carried on at all levels. Yes.
Yes.
We have covered structural testing.
Yes.
Yes. The structural testing can be carried on at all levels as well. Yes.
Yeah.
All levels. But mostly useful at component and integration level. Yes. Component and integration level. This is also used at system testing as well. Yes, system testing level. In summary, we have covered black box test case design techniques, which is equivalence partitioning, boundary value analysis, state transition testing, decision table testing, and use case testing. We have covered white box test case design techniques like statement testing and decision testing. We have covered experience-based test design techniques like error guessing, checklist-based, and exploratory testing. Yes?
Yeah.
And this is the end of chapter 3. Any question?
No, thank you.